In a land once known as the breadbasket of Africa, where fertile fields rolled across the horizon and the economy buzzed with promise, today lies a divided reality. On one side, families queue for cooking oil and fuel. On the other, Zimbabwe's presidential family sipping vintage champagne in private villas with Italian marble floors and gold-plated sinks. If you've ever wondered how far power can insulate someone from the struggles of their people, you don't need to look further than Zimbabwe's first family. It's no secret that politics in Africa often comes with perks. But in Zimbabwe, those perks stretch the limits of belief. Behind every presidential motorcade, every high-security compound, and every heavily guarded airstrip is a hidden world of unimaginable extravagance. Take, for instance, the president's official residence in Harare, State House. On paper, it's a symbol of authority. In reality, it's a five-star fortress. Fitted with bulletproof windows imported from Germany, custom chandeliers from France, an antique Persian rug sourced from private dealers in Istanbul. A single rug reportedly cost over $45,000, while the central dining room boasts a handcrafted mahogany table that can seat 40 guests. Meals served here don't come from local markets. No, they're often flown in. Steaks from Argentina, caviar from Russia, even fresh roses from the Netherlands replaced weekly. One former staffer admitted that the wine cellar alone could stock a luxury restaurant for a year. Bottles of Romanée Conti, each worth upwards of $20,000, are not uncommon. And when the president wants to get away from the capital, he doesn't just book a vacation. He relocates to one of his many private retreats. Among them is a lavish estate on the banks of Lake Kariba, accessible only by helicopter. There he hosts exclusive gatherings with foreign dignitaries and hand-picked elites. The estate features an infinity pool overlooking the lake, a private theater, and a 24-hour imported French chef on call. Let's talk transportation. The average Zimbabwean travels by overcrowded minibus, sometimes waiting hours for fuel at state-run stations. Meanwhile, the presidential garage is filled with Rolls-Royce Phantoms, Bentley Bentegas, Mercedes Maybach S650s, and armored Toyota Land Cruisers, each modified for ballistic resistance. One particularly flashy addition to the fleet, a custom Bugatti Chiron, believed to be valued at over $3 million, and spotted being shipped through South Africa under armed escort. A single trip abroad doesn't happen without flair. The president often travels via a private Gulfstream G650ER, chartered at over $10,000 per hour. For global summits or speeches, he brings along a delegation of up to 100 people, family, aides, bodyguards, and personal stylists. In New York City, during one United Nations trip, the delegation reportedly booked over 70 rooms in a five-star hotel, with the total bill surpassing $2.5 million. But while luxury on the move is impressive, the quiet opulence lies in what isn't broadcasted. The president's children live lives of near royalty. One son made headlines for purchasing a $200,000 Lamborghini Huracan, which was later seen speeding through Harare's few well-paved roads. Another son reportedly spent $24,000 on one night in Johannesburg, hiring out an entire club and arriving with 2 private security teams. Videos from the night show champagne bottles paraded out with sparklers, Louis Vuitton accessories stacked on tables, and guests dancing in $1,000 sneakers. The First Lady isn't far behind in the luxury race. Known for her designer wardrobe, she's often seen wearing Chanel, Dior, Balenciaga, and Fendi, with outfits totaling more than the annual salary of Zimbabwe's average civil servant. She's also been spotted shopping in Paris, escorted by a full security team, with purchases discreetly couriered back to Harare. What makes all this even more surreal is the stark contrast to the economic state of the country. Zimbabwe's inflation rate reached 600% in 2020, and while it has since improved, the cost of basic goods continues to skyrocket. Teachers earn as little as $200 per month, and hospitals frequently run out of medication. In rural areas, entire villages share one water source, often traveling miles on foot just to access clean drinking water. Yet the president's compound has private water treatment systems, a backup solar grid, and even its own medical wing, staffed and equipped to international standards. Despite promises of transparency, the sources of wealth remain shrouded in mystery. Whispers of offshore bank accounts, diamond mining kickbacks, and misappropriated public contracts circulate widely but rarely see the light of official investigations. It's estimated that over $2 billion is lost annually to corruption in Zimbabwe, much of it traced to government-linked operations. A 2021 report from Global Financial Integrity noted suspicious wealth transfers involving high-level officials, including multi-million-dollar property purchases in South Africa, Dubai, and London. Real estate records have tied family members to luxury apartments in Sandton and Cape Town, where rent can reach $7,000 per month. And yet, while journalists risk arrest for even hinting at presidential misconduct, the lifestyle continues, untouched and unbothered. What fuels this seemingly invincible lifestyle? Loyalty. The president is surrounded by a tightly controlled circle: military generals, intelligence chiefs, and party loyalists, many of whom benefit from the same system. Lavish weddings, flashy Instagram posts, and bulletproof SUVs are now common features at gatherings of Zimbabwe's ruling elite. In 2023, a leaked photo from a private celebration showed the president dining under a tent decorated with Swarovski crystal lighting, imported flower arrangements, and live performances by artists flown in from Nigeria and France. The price tag for the event? Reportedly, over $1.2 million. Meanwhile, opposition parties struggle to fund campaigns, activists face legal battles for peaceful protests, and journalists are routinely detained for exposing even fragments of truth. Perhaps the greatest irony is how well the image is curated. On national television, the president speaks of unity, development, and serving the people. His social media profiles show him planting trees, handing out maize bags, and greeting school children. But that's only one version of the story. Behind the scenes, the presidential lifestyle is not just rich, it's surreal. A living contradiction in a nation grappling with poverty, unemployment, and economic instability, where presidential dogs eat imported gourmet pet food while citizens line up for subsidized maize meal. And yet, even with all the extravagance, very little has changed. Because in Zimbabwe, as in many places, power buys distance. Distance from hardship, distance from accountability, distance from the very people who once hoped for a better future. While citizens face power cuts that last for hours and wages that can't keep up with inflation, the elite live in a bubble of privilege so thick that the struggles outside might as well be happening in another world. The president's children attend elite schools abroad, drive sports cars through foreign capitals, and boast luxury watches worth more than a doctor's yearly salary. Meanwhile, back home, hospitals lack basic bandages, civil servants stage protests in worn-out shoes, pensioners are forced to sell tomatoes on dusty roadsides just to survive. And when outrage bubbles up, it's quickly silenced through censorship, arrests, or state-controlled narratives. This isn't just inequality, it's engineered disconnection, a world where those in power don't just rise above the masses. They float far beyond their reach, cloaked in opulence and shielded by force. In the end, the luxury isn't just wealth, it's insulation from consequences, from criticism, and from the collapsing dreams of a nation that once had so much promise.